Hello everyone, thank you for joining and welcome to this week's episode of Marlie's Corner. Coming to you live from the paw.com offices. My name is David Gimmis, founder, CEO here at paw.com. And of course, as usual, this is Marlie, my dog and our chief product tester, talking to you guys every week on Friday live about everything pets and having amazing guests in the pet world who do beautiful things for the animals that we love and call family. And this week is no different. We have a very, very great guest. Her name is Lauree Simmons, and she is the founder of Big Dog. It's Big Dog. It's a tongue twister for me. Big Dog Ranch Rescue. Big Dog Ranch Rescue.
Say it 10 times fast.
So Big Dog Ranch Rescue is actually located here in Florida and founded in 2009. It saved over 47,000 dogs already. So they do amazing work all over the world. They're rescuing dogs. So I'm super excited to talk to Lauree and hear her story and share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's get her connected here.
Hi there.
Hi, Lauree. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm just adjusting this here so I'm not cut off. Well, thank you, Lauree. Can you hear me okay? Everything's working good?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. And leading up to this week's show, I got a chance. I was briefed a little bit on what you guys do at the rescue, and it's truly incredible. But for those watching who haven't heard of Big Dog Ranch Rescue, could you please let us know, tell us a little bit about it, how it came to be and where you guys are now?
Well, I started in 2006 just helping out with Florida Weimaraner Rescue, ended up taking that over. And then when the recession hit in 2008, so many dogs were being euthanized that were being turned in shelters due to people losing their homes.
Wow.
And I decided to branch out to all breeds, all large breeds. So we changed from just Weimaraners to all big dogs. And that was in the end of 2008. And today we are the largest cage-free dog rescue in the country.
Wow.
Saving about 5,000 lives a year from high kill shelters throughout the Southeast, Texas. Help a lot in hurricane disaster situations and throughout the country and even out of the country. And once we did that, we've been continually helping Puerto Rico with their overpopulation problem. So we're just here to save dogs and get them into loving forever homes.
That's fantastic. I love that story, and I think it fits in perfectly with what's happening right now in terms of COVID and the rise of adoptions. It's been a huge news story that adoptions are on the rise, and people becoming pet parents has increased tremendously since people are home and have a little bit of time. Have you guys noticed an increase in pet adoption?
Yes, we had probably about a 20% increase in adoptions during the lockdown. Big Dog Ranch never locked down, not even one day.
Right.
We never stopped saving dogs. We never stopped adopting out. I never stopped medically treating dogs. And many of the county shelters shut down. We did not. We ended up taking in more dogs than we normally do per month, but luckily adoptions increased because people were home, had the time to get a new four-legged family member adjusted to their home while they weren't working or out to dinner and all the other things that they didn't do during the pandemic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the big, what we talk about internally is now it's that transition into now people going back to work, the help they need and the support to to know that they can continue their normal life with this new family member, right? So I think this is the
Yes.
second phase of it, and it's super important. So I'm very optimistic. Everybody has grown very attached to their new four-legged friend, and they're going to be a big happy family even after this has.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 80% of America works and has a job, and they've sustained pets in their home while doing that before. So there's no reason for them not to continue doing that now. We've only had a few returned when people went back to work. Really wasn't because of going back to work. It was just their new work environment with traveling. So we're not seeing a lot of returns like some states have.
That's fantastic. That I'm really happy to hear that. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, which I always do, please leave a question in the comments below for Lauree. We'll get to some questions from the audience afterwards. So I'm sure there's a lot of things out there that people are wondering about. Hold on. Oh, there we go. And so, Lauree, I had a question myself. Is there, since you guys have rescued so many thousands of dogs over the years, is there one particular rescue story or adoption story that really stands out to you that you'll never forget?
Well, there are so many of those because we've saved over 48,000 lives so far. But one recently really stands out, and it happened. Was a pit bull mix, and she was an older girl, and she was with us for 1,031 days before she got home. She came to us. She wasn't very dog friendly, so that was a deterrent. Unfortunately, being a pit bull, they're one of the slowest to get adopted in our area due to deed restrictions from homeowners associations or renter restrictions. But we had so many people that were willing to adopt dogs that were overlooked for so long, like Chanel, did find a home, and she's doing great in her new home. They love her. And so stories like that really make it all worthwhile to know that somewhere out there is a home for every dog.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to know that every dog deserves a chance, right? And there is a family out there. So yeah, that's an incredible story. And on May 20th, National Rescue Day will be held. So are you doing anything special? Any special celebrations for that day?
Well, we haven't actually planned anything exactly for that day because we actually have 126 dogs that will be landing on that day from Asia that we rescued from the slaughterhouses and meat trucks over there that have been sitting waiting to fly due to the pandemic and the COVID travel restrictions for well over a year. So we're excited to receive them. So they're pretty much a celebration. They're fabulous dogs. They're all purebred, golden retrievers, pugs, French bulldogs, wonderful dogs that ended up in the dog meat trade industry in Asia. So they're coming in. And then I think the next day we have a transport coming in from Georgia and South Carolina from a collection of about 27 rural shelters. So we'll be celebrating their arrival. And the following weekend, we're doing a law enforcement appreciation day. And people don't realize how important our law enforcement is to helping us rescue animals. And they see a lot of stuff on the front lines, not only helping people, but also helping the animals. So we're doing a big celebration for law enforcement and their families out here at the ranch and letting them know that we appreciate them putting their lives at risk every day to help people. And our local sheriff's department's just incredible with helping us with animal rescue.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of going on. So you're celebrating National Rescue Day almost every day, right?
Yes, we are. We're
That's-
rescuing every day.
That's awesome. And you know, there's a lot of talk about between, you know, going to a breeder for a dog or rescuing through a shelter. What makes a shelter a rescue dog so special?
They're just so appreciative, whether they've been abandoned by their owner for no fault of their own, or whether they've been abused or left out on the street. When they get into a home, they're appreciative. And till you've had a rescue dog, you might not know that. But by adopting a dog from a shelter or a rescue, what you're doing is stopping the demand from puppy mills, because we've filled that home with a dog that needed saved instead of encouraging demand on breeders and puppy mills to breed more. So until every dog in this country has a home of their own, I encourage people to adopt from a shelter, from a rescue, and let's stop breeding dogs until every dog that needs a home has a home.
Beautiful. Yeah. And on the side of help, so you guys have a big organization. You need a lot of manpower. If there's anybody who's interested in the Florida area, or, you know, even nationwide, what's the best way to help you guys out and get involved?
Well, we are hiring. We always need more canine caregivers. We're looking right now for 2 additional veterinarians that want to be part of rescue and saving lives and changing the future for these animals. And we are also looking for volunteers. We can't have enough people here at the ranch. There's always that shy dog that needs one-on-one time, or transport coming in where the dogs need to be bathed. There's a million things to do out here every day at the ranch that will help make it better for the animals. So also fosters. For every time a foster dog takes one of our animals, that gives us space to take another one that's on a kill list at a shelter. And sometimes, a lot of times, we have to say no because we just don't have the space.
Right. Awesome.
I had a question.
Jeff.
I had a question, Lauree. First of all, thank you for everything you do. We're getting a lot of comments from people who love what you guys are doing. But can you tell us a little bit? I understand you have 33 acres, which is amazing. And can you tell us a little bit about the cage-free situation? And actually, does that make the dogs more social, since they actually, I assume they get to interact with each other much more than they would at a normal shelter?
Absolutely. So one thing I could never stand every time I would go to a shelter to pick up a dog is the fact they were in tiny, small cages doing circles. They're jumping up on the gate and barking, and they go kennel crazy. It really will take a good dog and ruin a good dog. And they don't show well like that. They're not happy. And having a cage-free environment, our rooms are 12 by 12. They're air conditioned and heated. And each one of our rooms, we have 100 12 by 12 cage-free rooms. And each door opens out to, like, your back door of your house, to half-acre play yards where the dogs can socialize. But in a 12 by 12 room, there could be a litter of 8 puppies. There could be 6 small dogs. There could be 4 medium dogs, or there could be 2 or 3 big dogs. So having the dogs have companionship and not in isolation in what I call sheltered jail cells makes a huge difference in their mental state. So they show better, they feel better, they're happier with companionship. They have the socialization that they need to transfer into a home. And everybody, so many of my friends and supporters would say, oh, I can't go out there. I can't go to a shelter. It's too sad. And a lot of the shelters are sad. I wanted, when I designed and built this facility, I wanted to take the sad out of it. I wanted to create an environment where it was a happy place for the dogs and also for the families that come to find their new four-legged family member. And, you know, many people walk in and say, wow, this is going to be nicer than where they're going to be living. They might not want to leave. They have big half-acre play yards and swimming pools and murals on the walls to look at in their rooms, but that still doesn't replace having a family to love on them and give them that undivided attention. So we just wanted to heal the dogs, not only physically, but mentally, and have a happy place for people to come adopt.
That's fantastic. I mean, simply for them to have that space in this transition to the period in their lives where they hopefully all have a loving family, you guys are doing an incredible job. Jeff, do we have
one more question. Yeah, Gia_Doxy, who's a regular viewer of Marley's Corner, wanted to know, when it comes to flying dogs in from other countries, do you have companies that offer to help with the flying in of the dogs? Do you have like partnerships with airlines, or how does that all work?
I wish. It's extremely time consuming and very expensive. The dogs have to go through the other countries in Asia, 30-day quarantine. And, you know, we're actually flying them cargo now since passenger transports are shut down, basically. And, you know, getting our USDA and permits and CDC inspections, it's very, very difficult. It's so worth it because these poor dogs have been through hell, and how they would end up on a dinner plate with the torture they would have to endure before even getting on that dinner plate is just heartbreaking. So we do whatever we can to help get as many as we can out, along with still helping, you know, 4 states in the U.S. and Florida and locally, and 20 owner surrenders locally coming in a week. We feel like that, you know, it's not the dog's fault what country they were born in, and we'll help wherever we're needed.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it does definitely sound like a lot of work, but I can imagine, Lauree, it's extremely fulfilling once you're able to get those dogs here safe and sound.
Well, I call it my free job. It takes my time, my emotion, and most of my there can't be enough people rescuing. We help a lot with new rescues that want to start up, with guiding them. And I didn't go to rescue school. I learned along the way. And just the more people out there doing it, the more people caring and trying to make a difference. Let's end senseless euthanasia across this country and get every dog in a home.
Yeah. Well, awesome job, Lauree, and we're so grateful for your work, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to chat with us. For those of you who haven't already looked, check out their Instagram. It's Big Dog Ranch Rescue, and you can find all of the information and content there, and if you want to get involved, you can reach out. But Lauree, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us on.
We appreciate you, of course. And Marlie fell asleep, but she says thank you too. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and everything goes smooth with all those dogs coming from overseas. And you know, we'll be thinking about you guys on May 20th. So thanks again, and have yourself a good day and weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.